Am I the asshole for not wanting to go on vacation with my boyfriend and his 2 adult daughters? My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. He has 2 adult daughters, and I have 2 adult sons. His daughters were not very accepting of me in the beginning, but he says they like me. His youngest daughter makes digs at me and can be very rude and condescending. If I say something is nice, she says it's not. His oldest daughter is very controlling. She directs the rest of us around and tells us what we are doing when we are doing it. In the past, when we've gone on vacation together, he would have me research and find activities to do wherever we're going. Then we'd end up doing whatever his oldest daughter wants to do. She will often plan things that I'm not physically able to do. He's always asking me where I'd like to go on vacation or what I'd like to do. I've mentioned several times that I would like to go to New York City and see a Broadway play. It has always been a dream of mine. He has not been interested. I told him that's fine. I'll go with a friend or go with my own children. Now his daughters want to go. However, they want to go see something that I have no interest in. The show is something that they have a personal connection to and talk about all the time. It's very personal between the 3 of them. I've told him I don't want to go and see that play. I'm fine with him going with just his girls, but he really wants me to come along. I've been down this road before. It's going to be such a disappointment. We will be walking around doing whatever his daughters want to do, and it will be all about them. Tonight he called me from dinner with them to tell me that they have figured out when they want to go. It happens to be on the same weekend that an organization I belong to had a fundraiser. The thing is, I'm in charge of it this year. I have no choice, I can't go, but he's very disappointed. They've done this a couple of other times in the past. They planned a trip on my first week back to work, my birthday, our anniversary, and the day I had outpatient surgery. This doesn't seem coincidental. So am I the asshole for not going with them on vacation? This isn't really an Am I the Asshole post, but lady, find yourself a boyfriend who actually cares about you. Aren't you tired of being a doormat? He obviously doesn't care about you. He only cares about regular sex. 'Cause I don't see what you get out of being continually sidelined. You are the asshole to yourself for putting up with a man who clearly doesn't value or respect you, and who allows his daughters to openly bully you. Am I the asshole for indirectly telling my brother-in-law to shut the hell up? He's just so loud, arrogant, and the type of person that will be contradictory just to get a reaction out of people. It's always about him, and anywhere he goes he has to tell everyone about his life. Never asks about anyone else's. I guess I kinda just see through the bullshit, and it seems like he is a narcissist constantly needing validation. My brother-in-law went through a really nasty divorce. Bill's ex-wife is really a mirror image of him. Through the court proceedings, he managed to get 50-50 custody and only pay $250 a month in child support for 3 kids. Both parents are really just terrible to their kids. They yell at them constantly. So mostly I just really feel sorry for the kids and how they treat them like little pawns to get at each other. A while before all of this, my brother-in-law had his come to Jesus moment where he joined a Christian church, and every weekend, he has his kids, he leaves them with my in-laws on Saturdays while he's gone for 7-8 hours doing his church stuff. He'll come back to our house and tell my in-laws about how someone else said he was so spiritual. / I rolls /. Sometimes his job requires him be out of town 2 weeks in a row. So to make up for his absence, my retired father-in-law agreed to watch his kids while he was gone. Brother-in-law will come back from his work trips and then dump his kids on us and go to his church meetings. My mother and father-in-law share a house with us. Additionally, he met a woman online that lives across the country that is the same religion as him, and he's hinted at leaving his kids here to be with her. I've kept my mouth shut for most of the time because I just don't want to be involved. Well, now to the meat and potatoes. He came over the other night with his kids. One of his sons started doing something annoying. Brother-in-law started yelling at his son about how he never listens. They went back and forth until both their voices got to the point I was getting uncomfortable. I'm very introverted, but I finally just said, "Brother-in-law, knock it off, not in my house." He went dead silent and said, "What?" I said, "You heard me, not in my house." He went really quiet and didn't say another word. We had dinner. I helped his crying son get dinner, and I could hear him say something like, "I don't have to put up with this shit." But God, was it nice having him shut up for once. I quietly ate, talked with my other father-in-law and Mil. I took our dog out, and when I got back and brother-in-law was gone, my wife asked why I yelled at her brother, and he's super mad that I disrupted his parenting. I said I didn't care, and that he could be mad all he wanted. I couldn't respect him less. His kids have been through enough, they don't need that in our house. I know it's been hard for him, but he's disrupted my peace way too much, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. The only part one question is maybe I did overstep with interrupting him, but I was so mad. It just felt so trashy to be yelling at your kids in front of everyone. Not the asshole. Your house, your rules. If you tell brother-in-law to knock it off, he does or he exits. That easy. Next time he even starts, shut him down again. It's like training a puppy. Every time it barks, call it a bad dog and back it down. Not the asshole. Brother-in-law is 1. A bad father. 2. A bad Christian. 3. A bad houseguest. 4. A bad SIL/BIL. 5. An AH. What was his come to Jesus moment? Also, your brother-in-law doesn't sound like a nice person. But even without that, not the asshole. It is indeed your house. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my gaming PC to my younger? I, 17M, have been saving up for over a year to build my own gaming PC. I worked weekends and did small side jobs to afford it. It's not insanely high-end, but it runs the games I like smoothly, and I'm really proud of it because I paid for every part myself. Last weekend, my aunt and uncle came over with their 13-year-old son. He saw my setup and immediately started asking about it. I showed him a few games and he loved it. Later that night, I overheard my aunt telling my mom that I don't really need something that powerful, and that it would mean a lot if I gave it to my cousin since he'd appreciate it more. The next day my mom asked me if I'd consider giving it to him since I could always build another one later. I said no. I worked hard for it, and I don't think it's fair to just hand it over because he wants one. Now my aunt is calling me selfish and saying family should share, and my mom thinks I could have at least offered to let him borrow it for a few months. I feel bad because it's causing tension, but I also feel like I shouldn't be pressured into giving away something I worked and paid for. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Tell your aunt she has a really nice car, and you need one so she should give you hers. After all, you would appreciate more than she does. Not the asshole. Suggest your aunt gift you her mortgage-free house, as she can always buy another one later. Not the asshole. No, but I'll gladly invest some time and help your son build his own, exactly according to his wishes and needs. What would be your budget for the parts? I'd love to know her answer to that. Am I the asshole for not giving my docked city scooter to a guy for free after he asked and said he had no credit? I don't know if city scooters are everywhere, but in my city you unlock them with the app, and it charges a small deposit, like $1 or $2 equivalent, to your card when you start, then refunds it when you properly dock and end the ride. It's supposed to stop people from just leaving them in random places. There's kind of an unspoken thing where if someone asks for your scooter after you're done, you hand it over unlocked or give them the QR code, and they give you their deposit amount in cash/app transfer or whatever. Saves them walking to another dock. Today I rode one to my destination, docked it properly to end the ride and get my deposit refund processed. This guy comes up right after and says, "Hey, can I take this one?" I said sure, but do you have the deposit ready? He said no, he's out of credit on his app and doesn't have cash. I just said sorry, I want my refund, so I'm ending it. I finished docking/locking it, got the confirmation my deposit was refunded, and walked away. He rolled his eyes, muttered, "Really? It's just a couple bucks," and something about how I'm making him walk farther. A couple people nearby kinda looked at us. It made me feel self-conscious. I'm not really an extroverted person, and quite guilty to be honest. But I don't want to set a precedent with myself of giving away my deposit just to save someone else a walk. Am I the asshole for not handing it over and just ending my ride myself? That's a good way to buy a scooter if someone steals it or doesn't bring it back since it's rented to you. Never do that regardless. Not familiar with these. Who is held liable if the scooter goes missing? Not the asshole. I'm guessing you would have been liable had he stolen it. Sounds like you were just being smart.